Hello survivors, welcome to another God of Weapons. In today's video we are actually playing on the Scout. It's part of the Duelist tree, or the aspects of the Duelist, and he specializes in dodging. We actually don't have his starting item unlocked. We have to dodge 100 times in the entirety of our gameplay, so it doesn't have to be over a single run. It can be a dodge over just playing the game, but it has to be on this character. So we're going to try and max that out. We're going to be looking for a negative movement speed build, and we are going to be looking for playing something that requires a lot of dodging. So hopefully we can grab ourselves the hourglass as well as the exquisite fan, because both of those are going to help us with not one, not moving, but also two, with getting the achievement a lot easier. All right, we're going to grab ourselves the dual sickle over here, but we're probably going to land up getting rid of both of these. Again, we're going to be looking for a lot of negative movement speed upgrades over here, so grabbing these. I don't think the hunter's hat is actually necessary. We're probably going to go more for the whetstone as well, but that's going to be very, very helpful for us later on. Unfortunately, we are going to lose quite a bit of luck as well from our upgrades, but that's okay. So here's our first whetstone. Whetstone gives us melee power and attack speed, and we're also going to be looking for other weapons. We're not going to be using the dual blade or the dual sickle this run, although they are both very good weapons to have, especially when you have a lot of range. But you can see the dodge so far not really helping us too much. I can go over what the Scout does after this floor. We'll just quickly go over it. We have been super lucky there, actually, +5 levels, because we just received 2 of them from barrels, which is insanely lucky. So that's 6 luck from the start, from our meta progression tree, coming in clutch on the second floor there. Now the Scout gains +10 max dodge. The max dodge is normally 75%, so we're going to be able to get 85%. And then when we get the exquisite fan, it's +5 additional max dodge, so we can get to 90% dodge chance. We also get 30% dodge chance, more melee damage, and then whenever we successfully dodge, we gain damage for that floor. So we do want to try and get as much dodge as possible. Oops, I got to put the points in over there. And that dodge is going to, transfer into more stats overall. And then with regards to weapons, I am actually planning on running the what is the words I'm looking for, the throwing daggers. They are melee weapons, they are not ranged, which means that they are going to benefit from things like melee damage, not projectile damage. So we'll get into that now as soon as we find them, and then we can have a look at them and how they work. But we do have to actually find one for it to work. And we're just picking up some other armor bonuses and the attack speed and melee damage bonuses from the hunter's hat, as well as the whetstones over there. This is difficulty 5, so you can see we are very, very surrounded in the very beginning of the game, or I mean throughout the entirety of the game. We're going to have loads of enemies spawning, and they deal a whack ton of damage. You can see they're already dealing 4 damage per hit, where on the other difficulties it's normally 1 to 2 damage. So there's our first throwing knife. We are going to get into it and how it works, and just everything about them, what makes them so great. So they give us swift and throwing. Swift gives us attack speed, throwing gives us the dodge as well as range, and both work fantastic on the throwing daggers. And then they also gain 10% attack speed for each adjacent dagger. So we're literally going to just stack those, and that's going to help us get more and more stats without investing too much into it. And then we're not looking for movement speed, we are looking for the negative movement speeds. Those are going to help us a lot. And it actually would be nice if we could find ourselves a Vorpal dagger as well, which you unlock with one of the other characters. But that again is something else that we have to look at. Handle wraps as well as the whetstone are very, very good early on items, especially for just stats. Overall, handle wraps give you 8% attack speed. Whetstone is the 4% attack speed, but also the melee damage So we're already starting off pretty strong, pretty good. We do have a range extender coming up as well, the lamp over there. That's not the lamp though, but lamp is also very, very good. We'll show you when we find it, as we didn't have it unlocked in our last video. So hopefully we can find one to show you what the lamp does. Very, very good as well, but we do lose resources grabbing it. So you kind of got to balance everything out in the game to get it all going well and in your favor. But again, something we'll work on and get to further on. But for now, we want to take a look at this over here. It is called the miniature lantern. It gives us 20 range and increased enemy amount, which is fantastic. We are happy to have more enemies on the screen because that means more experience. Okay, we don't need the armor. We're already on -50. We do want the attack speed, and then we can grab ourselves another one of these throwing daggers. So we're actually going to get removed. We could keep the yellow feather, but we're going to remove it. And we're going to remove our dual sickle for now as well, so that we have more space for more of the throwing daggers. What we can do as well here is just move these around. I actually have 2 spots available because of my spots in the actual meta progression tree, so I am able to have 2 slots to put things out on, which again changed from the last video that we did as well. So really good changes there. Some really good upgrades coming from that as well. Resource gain is also very good, but I don't think it's that important. I think luck in the beginning is more important than resource gain, because that's going to allow you to get those juicy high tier items that you sometimes struggle to get. Do you need a lot of luck? Probably not. You can probably do with about 20 or more, but after that it becomes kind of null and voidable. It's already up and running by then, and the more luck, I don't even know how well it affects barrels and things like that. Unfortunately, there isn't any statistic or anything on the luck or what it actually affects. It just means you get luckier. So maybe something we can have a discussion with the developers about in the future, but I don't see it anywhere on the Discord being spoken about. So I'm not sure if they want to let people know, or if just no one's really asked too much about it yet either. Okay, now we're just going to look for more of these. We do want to stack them together for the additional attack speed. So we're going to create like a little circle over there with all of them. And we are going to, put that back over there before we end up losing it. Throwing glaive is also pretty good, sharp and throwing. Again, the throwing does give us more dodge chance, but we need a whack ton more. And we seem to have maybe found something over here. So if we put this, nope, that doesn't help us. Alright, the Shadow Hood, very good, gives us dodge and movement speed. We don't really want the movement speed, but again, we will lose that a little bit further on, and that's going to just give us that extra dodge chance which we need. We need to get to about 90%, and then we can stand still to get the 100 dodges. I don't know if we'll get it all in one run, but it's a very simple, build and effective way to get your dodge by playing it this way. Also, the throwing knives are going to get to a point where we're going to just stand still and absolutely everything is going to die because of them. So, as you can see, we don't really have to move much. We get a lot of XP because there's a lot of enemies around us that are dying, and we're just able to kill everything. Get these throwing knives out there. Probably one of the greatest ranged weapons in the game, especially if you're playing any class that uses range but is also melee, if that makes sense. Because if you have a look over there, it does under the use stat icon, there is that sword there. That means it uses melee power. And then the projectile power, when I find another projectile item, we'll take a look at what it does. That's also melee, so we've got to just find one so I can show you. So here's a projectile. You can see the use stat, it's got a bow and arrow, that means projectile power, and then the magical power is the weird icon that looks like a diamond sort of, and that's going to be for your magic power as well. I think we can, handle wraps are pretty decent right now. I think we're actually going to get rid of the dual sword. Let's go and grab that and grab that. I don't think we need the dual sword in right now, and that's just going to put us in a better spot. Put that over there for now. And we can grab another one of these. The knight armor, we want lifesteal, so we're going to keep that off of our character. We can grab another one of those, but I think we have enough for now. We're looking for something bigger, like lifesteal. That's fantastic. And I skipped the... Oh man, that was silly. I skipped the whetstone over there, so that's a bit unfortunate. But we got a little bit of lifesteal now as well, so we're just going to chill. I don't think we're going to land up having to dodge a lot. We're probably going to have to run into the enemies to land up dodging, and it's just a good... it's going to be such a good build that we don't even need the dodge chance. But things can happen, especially when you do fight elites. Those elites are very, very dangerous. And if you don't dodge their attacks, I don't even know if their attacks are dodgeable, actually, to be honest, because there were times where I've played with about 85% dodge chance and I still got hit by a lot of their attacks, especially the projectiles. So I don't know. We're going to test that out today and see if projectiles can be dodged like everything else in the game. And if they can, that's fantastic. But if they can't, then that's a bit of a... Oh, okay, we're going to have to take a look at that and find a way to actually benefit us in that sense. Alright, we can put one more of these. It is giving us the negative movement speed, which we are looking for anyway. So we are happy to grab that. And then we, again, just looking for a little bit more. And we probably do, we don't want this. They did change it in the most recent patch where it says that in yellow, health reduced to 1 on the next floor. It is only for 1 floor. But the amount of lifesteal you gain isn't beneficial in that manner. So we're not going to be able to heal that health back up fast enough to get it going right now. If we had a little bit more lifesteal or the lifesteal weapons, then I would recommend taking it. Or, you know, if you have a lot of the crate callers, then you could grab that as well, because you will be able to get the invulnerability or a lot of healing back from the food on the floor and things like that. But otherwise, you'll be in a very precarious situation where you're not going to be able to heal fast enough, and any enemy attack that touches you is going to kill you. So it's a very high risk but high reward item, and I'm not willing to risk it just yet. Unfortunately, not where I am in the build currently anyway. We do have to move a couple of things around though, because we do need the space for the next dagger. So we are going to move things around. Just move this over here and that over there. And we're going to put the next dagger over there. So that's fantastic. We don't have space for that. This is lifesteal and recovery. That's a very big ticket item for quite early into the run. That is also a really good item. And we just need 2 more daggers as well. So I think we are going to land up getting rid of a couple of items. Not right now, but we will start looking at getting rid of them just to assist us with more space as we go on. We no longer need those tier 1 items. We start upgrading them to tier 2s. We get the pocket watches, which give us crit and attack speed and things like that. And that's going to work much better than the +2 to melee damage and things like that. So we'll see how it goes. We are looking at that, and again, we're going to keep our eye out for the hourglass, which is a purple item or tier 3, and as well as the exquisite fan, which is the tier 4 item, unique item as well. It's not unique, there is a chance to get multiple of them during a run, but it is very, very difficult because it is a tier 4, and unless you have a lot of money and can reroll a lot, it's going to be next to nearly impossible to see 2 of them, especially if it's in your inventory already. So just things to know and to think about there as well. What we could do here is if we move that there, we can put that there. That gives us the spot to put this there. And then we can actually get rid of the 1 hand wrap and 1 of these. And then if we move this over here, we make a space for the next one over there. So these do give 10% increased attack speed to this dagger and to this dagger. So, you know, it actually gives 20% attack speed as opposed to the 8% we were getting from the handle wraps. So, you know, for that, that's much better. Then over here, again, we can get rid of these. We're going to replace it with this. That gives us crit and attack speed, and that's just a lot better for us. This over here, it gives us negative dodge chance. We want positive dodge chance, so we're not going to be grabbing that. We've got the dragon scale as well. Not really for us because, again, that's not dodge chance. And then we can grab this over here, replace one of these, and this is giving us melee power as well as attack speed. We do lose resource gain. Resource gain is mostly just your gold, but we get plenty of it anyway from the amount of barrels. We could grab another like a crate crawler, and that will give us a little bit more resources, and we don't have to worry about that too much either. We did dodge an attack over there. It does say dodge by your character whenever you do, so you do have to keep that in mind as well. I did make a suggestion on the Discord that it would be nice to see a quest counter in the top right over here to be like, oh, you've dodged this many times, or you've done this many times when you're trying to do those kinds of things, so you don't have to like keep counting. I don't want to have to sit there counting how many times I've dodged, or you know, after the run I can go take a look. That's fine, but it would be nice to know how many times you've dodged during the run, because if you're on 99%, then you know I would intentionally run into the enemies trying to dodge, whereas if I'm not on that amount, I'm not going to try and dodge just yet because my dodge amount isn't high enough. So you know, behavior during the run is stipulated based on how you are playing the actual run, or you know, your stats and what information you have available to you. Okay, move these over here so we've got space for another dagger. We can increase our range even more, increase the amount of enemies. We can put some XP gain in there as well. That's going to help us level up a bit more. And then we can replace the next hand wrap with another one of the mystical fingers. Here is our crit chance, crit damage modifier, a nice tier 4 red item. So we can actually get rid of this over there, and we can replace it with the red gem. That is a huge one. And then even getting something like that over there, we can get rid of that quickly. A little bit of a mix and match. +1 pierce for projectile weapons. Actually, that's silly. I don't know why I bought that. We don't have projectile weapons, but that's going to be good for us. And then some lifesteal. We can replace the +2 over there for lifesteal. That's going to be very good for us. Ooh, okay. Do we have more handle wraps? No, but that's attack speed, which is fantastic. We might grab that somewhere. But until then, we're going to put that outside. And we can't afford that actually, so we'll put that back. Awesome, so the anvil is very, very good. That's going to allow us to upgrade our throwing daggers for free. The one thing about the throwing daggers is they don't have a stacking passive, in terms of if I replace it with a better one, we're not going to lose any damage or any attack speed or anything like that. There are some, like the ebony dagger, if you start off with it and then you end up replacing it, you're going to replace it no matter what tier it is with a lesser version of it, because you have to restack that dagger then. So very difficult. You are relying on a lot of the luck and on the anchors, anvil, sorry, not anchors, and we don't want to do that, so we're playing with this. Now if we don't move when we have the exquisite dagger, we actually end up getting a lot more attack speed and dodge, but we don't have it yet. Did I say dagger? I meant fan. So hopefully we can find it very soon. That will put us in a fantastic spot in terms of just where we are and what we have. But we can now upgrade this over there, put these over there, and we can, oops, we can grab our final dagger over there. We can then get rid of this again. We are looking to grab this, which is attack speed and crit chance. And we can even go and lock this. Maybe we can find a way to get more space somehow. I don't think so, so we'll just keep it as is. Put that there and put that there. We do have another magnifying glass. I think we're fine with these over there. We are at, you know, past the early game, so we don't really have to worry too much about the damage and attack speed we're going to get from there. We actually can replace this one over there. And I would like to grab that for the XP gain, the luck, the HP gain per floor, and the resource gain. And ooh, we just found another one. So let's keep going over there. Unfortunately, we are gaining movement speed from this, but hopefully we are going to lose a bit in the future from other items. So we'll see. we are at a very good spot over here. We do lose a little bit of damage because we just lost the melee damage, but as long as we keep stacking more the daggers and the attack speed and the crit chance, we should be more than okay with just the whetstones. I like to just grab those hunter's hats for the early game, but we're on 12 floor 12 now. We're on 12th floor, and this is going to put us in a much better spot. Our dodge chance is still only 45%. We did dodge 3 attacks there, but we do have a lot more lifesteal now, which puts us in a much more favorable position in terms of getting hit. But unfortunately, it's just not enough lifesteal yet either. So until we can comfortably return all of our life very, very quickly back to us, we still got to be that little bit careful compared to other times. So now we could get hit once or dodge a couple of attacks because we are full life, but otherwise we got to just still be that little bit more careful compared to other times. Okay, we can sell that. Put another red one over there. We do have a tier 4 ebony dagger. I'm not really interested in the ebony dagger for this one, but it would be very nice to have the sharp on here, swift, sorry, for the extra attack speed, but again, not really that interested in that. So we're going to just grab another one of these potion amulets. A beautiful deck of cards for the extra luck. So we are on a very good amount of luck there as well. We don't need more range. We don't need the sickle. We can grab the attack speed and crit chance. That is beautiful. And then once we get to about 100 or so attack speed, this is experience, but not resource gain. Oh, but it's so much XP. And it gives us damage. So we're going to replace this with the alien skull. That's going to be fine. We can actually grab a potion here as well. So let's put that outside. The potion's cost increases with every single use. So the more potions you use, the more expensive they become. We did actually lose movement. I mean, we got the potion to land on movement speed there. So that was actually bad for us. But in the long run, it's not the end of the world. Again, once we get that item we are looking for, we will land up getting the movement speed that we need. And then we're just going to lock the daggers because we are, I mean, I could have actually sold that dagger over there and bought the tier 2 one if we sold the tier 1 one, but it's okay, it's not the end of the world. Let's just deal with this guy. He's easy, you don't even need to dodge. If you just run around in a circle around his projectiles, they all miss you, and there you go, he's dead. That's really cool. You don't even need to dodge them. Just in case you've ever struggled with them and you're like, oh, you know, you need to dodge those, you really don't have to. You literally just need to run around it like that, and it doesn't matter what else is on the map. As long as you're killing things fast enough, dodge isn't needed. Even using a dash isn't needed. But we are still dodging some attacks. I can see it on the character, which is fantastic, like there. We dodged that over there, and that's fantastic for us. That one hit us, and you can see 34 damage is insane. That is a huge amount of damage and unnecessary damage taken. But again, I mean, we can say it's unnecessary, but we still need to take the damage for the achievement. Alright, grab the next dagger over there. Don't need the dragon skull. I would like to find like a banish on these things, because there are some items here that I would never use. Like, I'm not going to use the projectile power ever, so I would like to like banish the talon. So seeing a banish in the game would be really cool. It would be really helpful in some instances as well. We're going to put 3 points at the top over here just in case we find another one of those belts. This is a lot of attack speed but no life steal, so we're not going to grab that. We don't need that one, although we could have grabbed that life steal over there. This gives us movement speed and life steal. We lose luck, but we're not looking for the movement speed. We actually want negative movement speed, which this comes in handy for. We get bonus attack speed and range for negative movement speed. So that is a fantastic item for us. We can then also, that's plus movement speed, we don't want that. And that is a fantastic item to have for this build. So we get the negative movement speed, which is very, very helpful. And we also gain attack speed and other stats off of that as well. So fantastic item to have for the build that we're going for. Ooh, man, he hit us and he hit us hard. So that's why it's important to have dodge available. The other potion that we just drank gives us 2 elite fights or 2 elite enemies, and you can see that we really do need that lifesteal up and running as quickly as possible. We are getting devoured over here by enemies. Every time we get hit and we don't dodge an attack, we're losing too much of our life. And this is going to put us in a really awkward position a little bit later when there's even more enemies. But for now, we seem to be surviving by the skin of our teeth. We are having to move and dodge, which is pretty insane. We do have to get a lot more damage. Even though our damage is really, really high, you can see we're just not hitting things hard enough and or through enough. So I don't think we have enough daggers. This is going to be a very risky item to pick, so we aren't going to pick that. I mean, it's a really good item, but we don't need the range right now. We do have enough coming from these over here. We could decrease the enemy amount by removing that, but we just don't have the damage right now. We saw over there what happened to us. I think we can actually go and add even more daggers in. That's going to help us with even more damage, and I think we're going to have to just do that a little bit there as well. So here is our lamp. It gives us lifesteal and vitality. It also gives us the negative XP gain, but again, we do have quite a lot of that. This is going to give us more dodge chance. We are going to gain a little bit of movement speed from it, which is okay. We do need to get our dodge even higher. We're on 55% chance to dodge, but as you've seen, we are getting mauled by some of these enemies, and that dodge chance just isn't helping us right now. We need a lot more. Alright, let's go over there. This is a beautiful item to have, but I think on wave 14 it's a bit late to have it. This over here is dodge chance. When you successfully dodge, we gain more damage. Yeah, this will actually work because it synergizes with the scout as well. He gets more damage when he dodges there as well. And then we don't really have anything to replace this with right now. I think everything is pretty good there. We're just looking for... Ooh. We're going to grab the crown. That's beautiful. Beautiful item that synergizes so well with what we are currently running. That lifesteal is going to be a lifesaver. We do lose a bit of HP because of the vitality downgrade. But I think with the fact that we are going to be... hitting really hard and getting more damage and more dodge and things like that, we should be okay over there. I don't really want to try and dodge the elites. We should be okay to dodge normal enemies over here and get some damage stacking up, hopefully. But as you can see, we're not really worried about that. Everything's dying pretty quickly without that as well. Just adding a single dagger helped increase the amount of damage. And there we dodged once, but we also got hit once. But that lifesteal is really, really going to help us. And you can see we dodged a couple of times there, so we do get the stacking damage, and we just get the life right back again. So very, very, very good build. And these synergy items are very, very good as well for your builds. You do need to try and look out for them and try and build them. Although they look like they're quite, bad for you, or you're like, oh no, there's no way that that's going to work. Trust me, they all work so well together, and you really want to have them. I think we are okay for taking more elites down, so we're going to risk it for the biscuit and try and get that going. Oh, this inventory management is such a mess this run. That's okay. Here is our fan. As you can see, we get 60% attack speed when not moving, dodge chance when not moving. Our dodge cap is going to go up by 5%. We're going to gain movement speed, but we gain more attack damage when we move. So as long as our movement speed is in the negative, we actually gain the bonus damage. So when we're standing still, we'll have negative damage, and while we're moving, we're going to have a positive. Now I just need to find a place to put this as well. We seem to not really have a good spacing for this. I think we can get rid of these now. No, we still need the resource gain. We're going to have to wait one run to get that. That's okay. That's also a beautiful item to have. And let's see, we can replace this. Perfect. We're still looking for better daggers. We haven't found any purple, speaking of, we just found ourselves the purple dagger we were looking for, and we even got another life steal and recovery over there. We can actually afford that one there. So beautiful. We're already on a -8 vitality. That's going to go down. Oh no, it's not going to go down. It was down already from this, and that's why it went down even more. But we have a decent amount of life. We are on 92. That's more than enough, and we're just going to get more stats as we go. Need to get those levels though. We are looking for more dodging of the enemy, and you can just hear the cries of those elites as they die. Very, very nice for us, and that's going to be very helpful over there as well. Okay, we just need to keep going over here. There we go. I think we need 2 levels is fine. That's 4 skill points because of meta progression again. But as the more levels we get, the more points we can put in, and the better and stronger we're going to get as well. So you can see the daggers doing a lot of work. I don't know, I feel like they are very, very strong as well. You can just play with them on most characters, and you're able to complete everything with just the daggers. It is pretty insane, pretty strong, and maybe it needs to be looked at. I don't know, I don't really want them to nerf anything, but some things are a lot stronger than other, and this is one of them. So over here, we're going to grab that. That's going to put us on 200% attack speed. We do again get the dodge. We're on 77% chance, so that's 78% chance to dodge. And then we're also going to grab this. Again, we're going to grab 1% dodge chance per negative movement speed, but we do lose our luck now. So, the luck doesn't get minused. Okay. I thought it would have worked the same way the fan does, so when you're moving you get positive damage, but it doesn't actually remove your luck. So that is very, very interesting, very surprising. You could hear by my reaction, I was like, okay, that wasn't supposed to happen that way, but it did, and that is beautiful. We are sitting on 95% chance to dodge. So ladies and gentlemen, our build is pretty much done. We can now just go and get ourselves upgrades to our daggers. We're not really worried about anything else. And we are unkillable. 5% chance to hit us. So now we've got to try on the next 3 floors to try and get hit. But I think we're kind of at the point where we kill things before they even get to us. I mean, you can see over here, we're trying to run into things on purpose, and everything is just dying before we even get the chance to get hit. So we'll try. I think we're going to have to spawn more elites on purpose so that we can try and get them to kill us. Over there we did take damage, 95% chance to dodge, and we actually got hit. So that is pretty insane. But we're kind of killing things before we can even dodge. There, we dodged an attack. Yay. Yay us, we dodged an attack. This is getting pretty hard to dodge an attack. Luckily, this achievement is over the course of your entire gameplay and not just off of one run. Otherwise, it would be very, very difficult to get the achievement done and dusted. But you can see already how hard it is for us to get hit. Sovereign Band, fantastic. We've got the cards with even more luck, even more attack speed. And I think we just got to get upgrades now. There's nothing else we can really do. Let's go and get ourselves some more elites. That's going to help us to dodge more. Maybe we can grab even more elites. That's perfect. And what else can we grab over here? An upgrade to our weapons. We could grab a shackle for even more movement speed loss. And this over here is projectile power, so we don't need it. And this is beautiful, minus movement speed and the 12% increased melee power and some crit chance there as well. So that's going to be a gorgeous upgrade, and lots of tier 4 items coming out right now. And just to show you, so when we stop moving, we're on 106 damage, and while we are moving, our damage is actually 121. So that's the bug, or I think it's a bug with the exquisite fan. So if you want to abuse your negative movement speed, that's how you can do it. The elites that we spawned are dying too quickly, so I can't even dodge the attacks. They died before they could even get their attacks off. I don't know how spawning 3 elites was a good idea. We are just doing way too much damage, 5k DPS, and as we dodge more, the DPS is supposed to go up, but because we just kill things way too quickly, we actually can't dodge them. So we kind of broke the build and broke our dodge chance, although we are like technically immortal, or very highly immortal in this case. It's very difficult still. We can still die, only 100 life. And if that boss lands up hitting us with quite a lot of his attacks, we can die if we aren't careful. So I'm a bit nervous to like stand still while fighting the boss to see if we can like dodge all of his attacks. But I think we should be able to. But you know, we got to be a little bit careful over there. We could grab the bloody teeth now as well. It's a bit late for the bloody teeth, but it would have been really interesting to grab it. Grab more crit chance over there. We could even grab another, what is it, the Throwing Daggers, but we don't need to. We're going to grab a little bit of Vitality over there as well, put us on a bit more life. We can grab that for more crit chance. We're on 62% crit chance, so nearly every single attack is critting, which is huge for us. We can actually move things around over here, and we should be able to fit in the other... can we? No, we can't. Okay, well, let's lose that in another language. Put that over there, and we should be fine. We've got no more gold anyway. 71 gold over there. And we're dealing way too much damage to worry about dodging. I don't know, where are these elites? I want to like just jump onto them. Nothing for us. They're supposed to be elites. He died already before we could even find him. He shot us once and that was it. So, I mean... doesn't matter what dodge or armor values we have right now, these skills or these daggers are dealing so much damage that everything dies before they can even attack us. We could stand still for even more, but we don't need to. We have so much of every stat so that we're in a very, very good place right now. And just remember, this is difficulty 5, the hardest difficulty in the game right now, and it becomes very trivialized with a lot of the items that we get. So but it does take quite a lot of gameplay hours to get there. I think I'm on like over 40 hours in the game right now, so it did take quite a difficult time to get here, and unlocking everything is very fun to do as well. So I haven't even unlocked everything. Some of them require some things that I still haven't done in game, but I thought it'd be cool to show you guys this build and how it functions and how cool and fun it is and everything like that. So again, more crit, sure, why not? And let's just keep going over there. This could be very helpful, but I mean, 195% dodge, we're on 47 melee damage with a lot of crit as well. I think we're in a very, very good spot. We have so much damage from, I mean, money as well from that round. It is ridiculous. We can, actually, this is the last round. Let's just go and finish it. We don't have to really worry about anything else too much. We're not going to get the achievement in one run, unfortunately. Over there, we dodged the attack of the boss, which was interesting. Over there, dodging quite a lot. I don't really want to get hit and not dodge something, but as you can see, we do just stand still. Boss died without us even seeing him in range. And that was that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe for more videos in the future, and always remember, keep safe survivors. Until next time, cheers.